This is a perfectly balanced camera. You might think, no, it's not, because it is not horizontal and everything, but I tell you, the goal is not that the camera will always stay in the center, but the goal is that however you put the camera, it will stay in that position. I strongly recommend you, at least for the beginning, not to put the camera on a table and to work on it, because there will be a very big chance that either only the camera or the whole thing will at one point fall over, because there's so many axes and things going on. It is just in the beginning very unpredictable. So I recommend you to have it like me on your knees, or better if you sit on your couch or even on the floor or on your bed, because there nothing bad happens if it suddenly falls over or your camera suddenly flips out and falls on the ground. Alright, so let's get started. First of all, we have to attach the base plate to the camera. And as you can see, I have here two base plates. One is the normal base plate and the other one is an additional weight, which I need for my Sony a6300 because the camera is quite light. You will later on see why we need that. If you don't have a Sony a6300 but another mirrorless camera, then I recommend you to right away put it on. If you have a heavy camera like a DSLR, then I guess that you don't need it. So first of all, we put on the weight, the way that I put it on. You will need either a screwdriver or a penny for that. Make sure that you make it really tight, because they are very loose, which is very annoying. And now we are going to put the real base plate into this hole. It has to be this hole, because those are too much on this side. We have to be as much on this side as possible. You will see later on why. And then we will also put it almost all the way to that side. On some camera and lens combinations, you might even have to put it all the way here. In this combination, we can do it almost all the way here. Okay, so you see where I put it. And now also make sure that you make it really tight, because they're in general, I don't know, they are just not firm at all and they move easily. Okay, got it. In order to put the base plate in, you have to open up this knob. Not all the way, don't put it all the way down, but just a few turns are alright. Now we have to slide it in. Sometimes it is a bit difficult to slide it in. Then you have to press this button here up so that the way is free for the plate to go in. And now I'm going to slide the camera in. It's sometimes a bit stiff, especially. Yeah. Good, now we slide it in. And now we would have to screw this on again to make it fix. I can do it right now. Okay, let's make it fix. And let's see how it looks like. Well, you see, it doesn't work at all. Like, it's just, everything is bad. So we first of all have to make this back and forth that it doesn't fall over. Obviously, we can see it's very front heavy. And also the right and left. And those two I usually do at the same time. Means I leave this screw open, which is very dangerous. So please sit on your bed when you do that for the first times, because otherwise things can go horribly wrong. Okay, so I leave this thing open. I always have my hand super close to my camera. And now I move the camera back. Okay, seems to be okay. I also open up this one, because I do it at the same time. Now look. Yeah, it seems to be fine from the left and right, but I can still see it's a bit front heavy. As you can see. Always have your hand super close here, I tell you, because it's loose. If I would put my hand away, it would just slides on the floor. So I move it slightly back a bit. And still a little bit front heavy. And now, yeah. Yep, that seems to be okay for now, so I close this one up. Important, remember to close it, don't leave it open, even though it's fine, because otherwise later on it will slide on the floor. And from the left and right, we can still see it's a bit always tilting to the left, so we have to put him on the right. That's why we have these two screws open, and then we put this one gently out. As you can see, if I put the camera like this, it will always go back into the middle. And this is because this up and down thing here, which you can see here, this one you can move up and down. And this is too much at the bottom. So if we open up those two screws, and now we move this whole thing up. I move it all the way up for now and see what happens. And now, you can see that the camera actually stays where it should stay. You know, that's what we want to aim. So I put the camera now in all the way. I don't know. There are still some things we have to fix, obviously. It always goes to the right. Yep. That seems to be fine. Alright, so far so good. So you can say, okay, the camera is now perfectly balanced. Let's start, but no, it's not. There is one more thing, and this is at the bottom here. This one, you can move in and out. And how you look on whether it is good or not is that you move your camera to the side like this. And now we can already see how it turns. So if we just slightly go with the camera to one side, then we can see, bam. How it should be is that it just should go to the side without going either this way or this way. But the camera goes to the back, so it means it is back heavy. So we have to put out those screws here and move that whole thing in. Okay, so now I moved it all the way in. You maybe couldn't see it so well. I'm not sure whether you could see it so well, but anyway, you know what I did. I just moved it all the way in. And let's see what happens now. So we again put the camera into a horizontal position and move it to the side. And we can see that it doesn't go to the front or to the back when I slightly tilt it this way. And that's it. The camera is now perfectly balanced, and we can turn it on and try it out. And now we can see that the camera works. And now the camera is balanced. We can use our two shooting modes. One where we have to go like where it goes down and up. And now I'm going to show you some footage that I shot in the city. I only have the gimbal since a few weeks, so I'm not perfect yet, but I guess it shows kind of what it is capable to do. And if you have any further questions, then feel free to write in the comments.